College basketball is a wonderful thing. College football is a wonderful thing. We are entering the time of year where people are going to try and compare the two, and I don't want us falling for that. We had a tweet earlier today. Someone asked us from San Diego, California. Chuck asked us, is it fair to compare the new 12-team playoff in college football to the NCAA tournament and March Madness? What makes them alike or different in your opinion? Well, Chuck, there are similarities. For instance, both are sports. And that's about where the comparisons end, Chuck. I know there are little things here and there. Yes, there's a bracket. Yes, there are two teams facing each other. But March Madness is upon us. It's great. And we can enjoy it just for that. But not everyone can just enjoy college basketball for the greatness that it is, especially in March. Somebody from off in the corner, normally a cousin, has to yell, college football could have this if they wanted it. No, they couldn't, Earl. No, they couldn't. Well, imagine as a buzzer beater happens. Imagine college football not wanting this. Imagine being that obtuse. What did you call me? Obtuse. Like, imagine being that obtuse. College football never shouts at college basketball. Have you noticed this? I'm not talking about the sports. The sports are inanimate. I'm talking about the people who harness them for their own arguments, sometimes in good faith, sometimes not. Have you noticed no one ever yells at college basketball, you ought to be more like college football? It's like over on our side of the fence, we're totally fine. Go do your thing. Go make your regular season irrelevant because March is so great. Do it. Nobody cares. Now, over on our side, what we would appreciate is that being reciprocated. We would appreciate you guys not shouting over your fence, look how great we are. Like, in what world does the sport that has rendered itself irrelevant 11 out of 12 months largely to the public shout at the sport that, at least for now, is relevant for like the entire year and say you need to be more like us? No, we don't. No, not at all. Now, what we don't have to do is we don't have to hate on one at the expense of the other, unless you back me in a corner and put me in the position where I have to argue the merits and then detract from one to prop up the other. I personally don't like judging sports based on their postseason. I judge sports overall. But oftentimes, when people are debating college football, college basketball, what do they start with? They start with, well, March Madness is great. Well, yes, it is. And people who believe what I believe never push back on that. Just like as we expand the playoff. I've told you guys this many times. When we get to the beginning of the playoff, I won't look around and say, boy, this thing really sucks. Ooh, there's no juice here. What's that? LSU's tied with Wisconsin in Camp Randall Stadium going into the fourth quarter, and it's 16 degrees outside, and everyone's frothing at the mouth on third and short. Boy, this is a snore fest. No one's saying that. I'm not going to say that. But that's not chapter 1 of the book. That's not a sport. That's a product. That's an asset. That's the postseason. The sport is the sport. College football is starting week 1, August 31st, or college basketball, starts sometime in the fall, I'm told. Now, they've expanded their postseason to the point, even into conference tournament weekend. It doesn't have to be watched. If you're a diehard fan, you do watch it. But honestly, I was in Nashville. I was at one of Auburn's games, actually, this past weekend. They played like 3 games. Some of them play 3 or 4 games in 4 days. They don't do that in football, by the way, for anyone trying to compare the sports. I watch Auburn play those games. I watch them win the SEC tournament. They're playing in Russia for the first round. They're playing in like Spokane, Washington. So you have taught me as a sport that I don't really have to be paying attention in December or January or even early March. I can go upstairs right now. I can listen to Jerry Palm talk. I can listen to Matt Norlander. I can listen to those guys, and I can crash course my way through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday when the tournament starts, I'm good. And the product from that point forward will be excellent because there's nothing like postseason basketball. What did you trade off to get that? That's the question. What do you trade off in college football to get that? So I know the question wasn't exactly, hey, go down the road of what happens if college football adopts the college basketball model. But that's always what it devolves into, is it not? That's what those arguments you're inevitably about to hear. Whenever the first buzzer beater happens, you're going to hear it. Boy, imagine saying you don't want this in college football. It's easy. It's just meet me in December with that argument. Meet me in January on a Tuesday night when Purdue's playing Indiana and like 15 people are watching because they know they don't have to. Meet me then. I would much prefer you to understand that you've got madness in March. I got it in week 3. I got it in mid-September. Why? Well, because up until this point, we've made sure that every week means something at a maximum in college football. Don't know how much longer that's going to be the case, but we have at least maintained that for a long time. You know, it's okay to just enjoy these things for what they are. You know that? If you're a diehard college basketball fan, watch every week. I don't care. If I'm just a casual basketball fan, which I absolutely am, watch 4 weeks out of the year. I don't care. College football, watch it, don't watch it. I'd prefer that you watch it. But it is okay, you know, to watch this over here and that over there and not compare the two, especially when they're not the same thing. They're not at all the same thing.